It's 1194. An elite squad of armed monks, several of whom are at the Abbey. Were they ghosts? We'll find out down here. When you read up about Coggeshall, it's not long before you find mentions of ghosts, and Coggeshall's one of the most haunted places in Essex. Quite a big claim. But ghost sightings in Coggeshall are well published. Some of them are down here. But that's not what this video is about. Well, it was going to be about, but my delvings into the history behind it all turned it into this video, which is about one incident that was actually written by Ralph of Coggeshall. So what was it that Ralph wrote? This is what he said. This is a story recounted by historian Ralph of Coggeshall. It is a rather mysterious and ghostly event that happened in the time of Peter IV Abbot in 1194. A lay brother called Robert, who had the care of guests in the guest house, entered the guest house as usual before the hour of reflection. That's an hour of meditation in the evening. There he found several persons dressed as Templars, Knights Templars. He conversed with them and reported their arrival to the abbot. But on his return to the guest house, he found no one. And inquiring with the porters, they said that no such persons had even passed the gates. Just to set the background before we venture into the Abbey, 1194, the end of the Third Crusade. Richard I had been rescued, and it's in 1194 that he was crowned for the second time. Now, things in the country at the time weren't brilliant. Richard had been away, Richard had been captured, and King John was stomping around. And then we have the Knights Templar, who Richard served with. So you see where I'm going now? There is a connection which somehow, to my mind, gives more of a likelihood of why these Knights Templar would even turn up here. Perhaps they were on their way to London, or maybe on their way from London. Either way, they came here. That we know. Thought of as ghosts, but when you understand a bit about the Knights Templar, you can understand why they would just appear and not appear. This is the Knights Templar. The Knights Templars, I hear someone say, I've heard about them from the Da Vinci Code. Well, forget about the Da Vinci Code for a moment. The Knights Templar were not primarily a secret society. They were first and foremost a formidable brotherhood of fighting monks, a powerful religious order founded during the Crusades. Imagine a warrior clad in chainmail, sword in hand, but underneath they're wearing a monk's habit, bound by sacred vows. This unique blend of monastic life and military service was their defining characteristic. Just like other monastic orders of their time, the Templars took vows of poverty, chastity and obedience. Their lives were disciplined, austere and devoted to God. But unlike traditional monks, their cloister was often the battlefield, and their prayers were frequently accompanied by the clang of steel. Their primary mission to protect Christian pilgrims on their perilous journeys to the Holy Land, and to fiercely defend the faith against its enemies. They were the sword and shield of Christendom. So, where does the idea of secrecy come from? The Templars weren't a secret brotherhood in the sense of actively concealing their existence or purpose. Their very presence was a public, formidable force. However, certain aspects of their practices and history were shrouded in mystery. Their closed rituals, which were common for many medieval guilds and orders, their immense wealth generated through their innovative banking system, and their eventual brutal suppression by King Philip IV of France and Pope Clement V, all contributing to an aura of secrecy that lingered for centuries. It's the unknown that fuels conspiracy. Interestingly, you could see the Knights Templar as a historical precursor to modern elite fighting forces, even something like the SAS. They were highly trained, elite fighting force with specialised skills and an unwavering commitment to their mission. Their discipline, their battle-hardened experience and their tactical prowess made them a formidable unit on the Crusader battlefields. Right, to set the scene here, this, according to the plans, was the abbot's lodgings, which is now private lodging, somebody living in there. The guest house, where they put all the guests that turn up, is here. Not too far from the lodgings. The river, as we can see, is down here. Not too far from where these men came. The other bit of river, the smaller bit, this is the bit that the monks dug to power the mill. The original piece of river we're about to go over now, it is just down here, not far, here. A boat here, who knows? Were they on horses? Did they ride across the countryside, these men? Leave one of them behind tending the horses while they got on with their business? Because I believe they were on a mission, and perhaps they needed to see someone at the Abbey, someone who knew about them. When they were discovered in the lodgings, the person that discovered them went to fetch the abbot, or went to alert the abbot that they had these guests, special guests. And when he came back, they were gone. Perhaps their business was done. They'd met whoever they need to meet, passed on whatever information or whatever it was they needed from this abbey, and they went quickly and covertly. Now you get it. There's a whole mystery. I don't believe for 1 minute they were ghosts. I believe they were real. I believe their tactics were ghost tactics. Appear and disappear. Just like members of the armed forces could do. If you enjoyed the video, please don't forget, and I will see you, provided you give it a thumbs up, in another video. So stay safe.